Adventure has an address, and it's called Baja, California. One of the world's longest peninsulas, it offers more than just distance. On one side, the Pacific's power; on the other, the Sea of Cortez's magic. Between them, deserts blaze with heat and cacti reach impossible heights. Whales migrate to its bays, dolphins play in its waves. Pirates once chased treasures along its coasts. Tribes painted their lives into stone walls. Modern towns bring flavor, art, and celebration. Valleys bloom with vineyards, beaches with surfers. Baja isn't simply visited, it's experienced. Welcome to Exploring Baja, California, a journey through legends, oceans, and deserts. Overview. Baja California is a peninsula like no other, stretching more than 1,200 kilometers along the northwestern edge of Mexico. Geographically, it is one of the longest peninsulas on Earth, flanked by the Pacific Ocean on one side and the Sea of Cortez on the other. This duality creates a striking environment where desert landscapes meet marine abundance. To the casual observer, Baja might appear as endless arid land. Yet it holds some of the richest biodiversity on the planet. The Valle de los Cirios, with its towering cacti and surreal terrain, presents a desert ecosystem that seems almost alien. At the same time, offshore waters welcome migrating gray and blue whales, offering some of the most spectacular marine encounters in the world. Cabo San Lucas, at the southern tip, stands as a symbol of this peninsula's identity, with El Arco, its iconic stone arch, marking the meeting point of seas. Baja California is a paradox, a place where scarcity of water on land contrasts with the abundance of life in the ocean. Adventurers are drawn here not only for the challenge, but also for the diversity of experiences: diving, hiking, whale watching, or stargazing in skies free of light pollution. What unites all of these experiences is the sense of remoteness, as though Baja is still a frontier waiting to be fully explored. Unlike many tourist destinations, it hasn't been entirely tamed by modernity. Baja preserves its wilderness, offering a raw, authentic adventure for those willing to embrace its extremes. In Baja California, exploration is not optional, it's inevitable. Geography and location. Welcome to Baja California, the ultimate strip of adventure stretching more than 1,200 kilometers from the U.S. border all the way down to Cabo San Lucas. This peninsula might look slim on the map, but trust me, it's packed with more variety than you can imagine. To the west, you've got the mighty Pacific Ocean, rolling with waves that surfers dream of. To the east, the Sea of Cortez, often called the world's aquarium, explodes with marine life. That's two totally different vibes, side by side, separated only by a spine of rugged mountains and endless desert. Baja is split into two states, Baja California in the north and Baja California Sur in the south. Together, the Michoacan, they make up one of the most unique regions in Mexico. At its thinnest, the peninsula narrows to just 40 kilometers, and at its widest, it stretches about 320 kilometers. But don't let that size fool you. It holds more than 3,000 kilometers of coastline. That's longer than the entire coast of some countries, packed into one narrow ribbon of land. Imagine driving from cliffs battered by Pacific surf in the morning to calm turquoise coves by sunset. Along the way, you might pass fishing villages where life moves at a slower, salt-kissed pace. Or you could stumble upon hidden beaches that feel like they belong to you alone. Inland, you'll find deserts covered in towering cacti, valleys bursting with vineyards, and mountain ranges that seem to slice the sky. Some of these cacti grow taller than houses, standing like guardians of the desert. Meanwhile, the vineyards produce wines that are putting Baja on the global culinary map. variety here is insane. Dry, green, rocky, fertile, and coastal all at once. It's a place where you can hike, surf, dive, and sip wine all in the same day. Adventure travelers call it a playground, while locals simply call it home. This geography shapes not only the land, but the lifestyle of its people, who live between oceans and deserts every single day. Their culture blends tradition with resilience, shaped by both isolation and connection to the sea. Compared to other famous peninsulas around the world, Baja stands out for its dramatic contrast. Few places on Earth offer such raw beauty with so little in between to tame it. It feels like nature couldn't decide on one theme, so it gave Baja all of them. The result? A place where every bend in the road looks like a whole new planet. Baja California isn't just a location, it's an experience carved into geography itself. Climate. If you're planning a journey to Baja California, you'll quickly realize that the climate is part of the adventure. The peninsula is famous for its dry, desert-like conditions, with sunshine dominating nearly every season. In the north, close to San Diego and Tijuana, the weather feels pleasantly mild, almost Californian, with cool breezes and little rainfall. This makes the region perfect for wine lovers visiting local vineyards or travelers exploring desert trails without extreme heat. Moving southward, the desert intensifies. Daytime heat can be fierce, reaching temperatures that demand wide brim hats and endless hydration. Yet, as evening falls, the desert transforms, cool winds sweep in, and nights become unexpectedly chilly. This sharp difference between day and night is part of the Baja charm. Along the Pacific coastline, the cold California current keeps things surprisingly cool, sometimes even wrapping the coast in fog. Meanwhile, the eastern coast along the Sea of Cortez offers warmer waters and slightly more humid air, giving the impression of two climates coexisting side by side. Head down to Baja Sur, and you'll step into a tropical-like summer that never ends. Los Cabos enjoys nearly 300 sunny days a year, perfect for snorkeling, surfing, or simply relaxing by turquoise waters. Travelers often compare Baja to Arizona deserts, but with one key difference. Here, the ocean is never far away, always moderating the heat. This contrast between land and sea creates a rhythm that locals have learned to live by for generations. This mix of desert harshness and ocean gentleness makes Baja unique. Even the animals and plants here have adapted to these extremes, thriving where few others could survive. For visitors, the climate isn't just background, It shapes what you do, what you eat, and even when you explore. Seasonal festivals and outdoor events often follow the weather's lead, celebrating under clear skies or waiting for cooler evenings. Mornings and evenings become the golden hours, while midday is best spent under shade or by the sea. Travelers quickly learn to plan their adventures around sunrise and sunset, the most magical moments of the day. It's no wonder adventurers, artists, and dreamers flock to Baja. The climate itself creates an atmosphere of exploration. Each breeze, each shift in temperature feels like nature, whispering an invitation to discover more. To experience Baja is to embrace its sun, its wind, and its desert nights. Every day feels like a new mood written by nature. That's why Baja isn't just a place, it's a climate journey waiting for you. Nature. Baja California is a place where wild nature speaks louder than any human voice. The legendary oceanographer Jacques Cousteau once called the Sea of Cortez the aquarium of the world, and it only takes one boat ride to understand why. Beneath the turquoise waves, schools of colorful fish swarm around coral gardens, while sea lions play like mischievous children. Giant whale sharks, the largest fish on Earth, glide past divers with silent grace. Blue whales, gray whales, and humpbacks all find seasonal refuge in these waters, making Baja one of the best whale watching spots on the planet. Dolphins race alongside boats, leaping joyfully as if guiding travelers into the heart of the sea. But the magic doesn't stop at sea. Inland, the desert of Valle de los Cirios unfolds like an alien painting, where towering cardon cacti rise as high as telephone poles, and bizarre bujum trees twist into surreal shapes. The desert floor blooms with wildflowers after rare rains, turning barren sands into carpets of color. These landscapes seem almost otherworldly, yet they sustain countless birds, reptiles, and small mammals adapted to the harsh sun. Further south, the Sierra de la Laguna Range offers a dramatic surprise. Lush pine oak forests, streams, and waterfalls tucked between arid plains. Butterflies and songbirds thrive in this cooler microclimate, adding unexpected bursts of life. Hiking here feels like stepping into another country without leaving the peninsula. Scattered across the Sea of Cortez are more than 900 islands, many of them untouched and recognized by UNESCO as natural wonders. Each island carries its own ecosystem, from seabird sanctuaries to rugged volcanic coastlines. Some islands shelter colonies of sea lions, their calls echoing across the waves. Kayakers can paddle through hidden coves, discovering beaches so pristine they look like they belong to another century. Stargazing from these remote shores reveals skies untouched by city lights, filled with countless constellations. Baja California is not just wild, It is a living theater of contrast, where ocean and desert meet in harmony. Here, every horizon feels like a canvas painted with extremes, shifting from fiery sunsets to moonlit seas. The region teaches us that beauty thrives in extremes, and survival here means adapting to the unexpected. For many visitors, the experience becomes a lesson in humility before nature's grandeur. That's what makes Baja a treasure for explorers, photographers, and dreamers alike. It is a reminder that in the silence of nature, you often hear the loudest stories. History and heritage. Long before maps gave Baja California a name, this land was home to the Cochimi, the Kumeyaay, and the Paracu. These indigenous groups lived with the rhythm of the desert and sea, leaving traces of their beliefs in cave paintings and oral traditions. Their stories are painted on rock walls, where hunters, shamans, and spirits still dance in faded red and black. Centuries later, the 17th century brought a new chapter with the arrival of Jesuit missionaries. They came determined to spread Christianity and establish missions across the peninsula. Laredo became the first stronghold, often called the Cradle of California. From there, missions spread northward, leaving a chain of churches that doubled as centers of culture, farming, and community. These missions were more than religious structures. They reshaped the social and cultural fabric of the region. The Spanish crown later extended its control, tying Baja's destiny to colonial ambitions. But as empires fell and borders shifted, Baja California eventually became part of Mexico. The blending of traditions gave the peninsula a layered identity. Indigenous heritage still speaks through ancient rock art in Sierra de San Francisco. Colonial Baroque facades rise in small towns, echoes of Jesuit devotion. Laredo's mission stands proudly, bridging centuries of history. Walking through Baja today, you encounter this mosaic of past and present. Each stone church whispers of conquest and resilience. Each petroglyph tells of a world that predates colonization. Local legends, passed down from elders, continue to keep alive the voices of those who first called this land home. Even the fishing villages and ranchos carry centuries-old traditions. Festivals blend Catholic rituals with indigenous customs, creating celebrations unique to the peninsula. History here is not confined to ruins. It is alive in rituals, festivals, and local pride. Every generation adds another layer, ensuring the story of Baja is never static. Baja California is a living archive of survival and reinvention. To explore it is to touch the essence of endurance carved into desert, ocean, and sky. Traditions and culture. Baja California's culture is a story written by waves, deserts, and the crossing of borders. Here, indigenous roots mix with Spanish colonial traditions and modern influences from the United States. The result is a cultural identity that feels both ancient and contemporary, familiar yet distinct. For centuries, coastal communities have lived by the sea, with fishermen, sailors, and divers shaping daily life. The Gulf of California and the Pacific Ocean are not just landscapes, they are providers, teachers, and neighbors. Families have passed down fishing knowledge like heirlooms, teaching younger generations when to set sail and how to respect the tides. This maritime connection has also influenced the region's cuisine, with seafood dominating tables from Ensenada to La Paz. People here are known for their warmth, openness, and laid-back lifestyle. They welcome visitors with the same ease they welcome the sea breeze each morning. Fiestas and gatherings often spill into the streets, fueled by laughter and live music. One of the region's most celebrated events is the Fiesta de la Vendimia in Valle de Guadalupe. This wine festival brings together vintners, chefs, artists, and visitors for days of tastings, concerts, and cultural performances. It is a reminder that Baja is not only about the ocean, but also about fertile valleys that produce world-class wines. Artistic energy thrives in cities like Tijuana, where street murals and contemporary galleries redefine the urban landscape. Ensenada contributes with its vibrant culinary scene, fusing Mexican tradition with global flavors. La Paz balances modern creativity with traditional crafts, offering a cultural blend that mirrors its coastal scenery. Baja's people are adventurous, often embracing sports like surfing, diving, and kayaking as extensions of their lifestyle. At the same time, they value tradition, from Catholic celebrations to indigenous ceremonies preserved in remote areas. What stands out most is the relaxed, free-spirited way of living, which feels different from central Mexico's busier rhythm. Daily life here is shaped by wide horizons, salty winds, and the idea that freedom comes from space and community. Children grow up knowing both ranch life in the desert and coastal life by the sea. This duality creates a population comfortable in contrasts, moving between old customs and new innovations. Every song, festival, and shared meal reflects this cultural blending. Baja California is more than a borderland. It is a cultural frontier where people embody resilience, hospitality, and creativity. To meet Baja's people is to experience the generosity of the sea and the strength of the desert, all in one embrace. Featured animals. Baja California offers one of the most diverse wildlife assemblages in the Americas, spanning marine giants, aerial hunters, and desert survivors. Its lagoons are world famous for hosting gray whales that migrate annually from the Arctic, a journey of more than 10,000 miles. These nurseries not only support calves, but also foster unique whale-human interactions rarely seen elsewhere. Blue whales, less common but even larger, appear offshore, reminding us why the Gulf of California is often called the aquarium of the world. Whale sharks join the cast, slow-moving filter feeders whose presence supports ecotourism and conservation programs. Gray whales, the most iconic visitors, are known for their curiosity, often approaching boats to interact with humans in what locals call friendly encounters. Their migration from the Bering and Chukchi Seas to Baja's lagoons is one of the longest of any mammal on Earth. Mothers use the shallow, protected waters to give birth and nurse calves before making the long return north. Blue whales, stretching up to 100 feet, dive deep into the Gulf of California, feeding on dense swarms of krill. The presence of these gentle giants underscores the ecological richness that makes Baja a critical sanctuary for cetaceans. Espiritu Santo Island provides habitat for colonies of California sea lions, while pods of dolphins and occasional harbor seals extend the list of charismatic marine mammals. Dolphins, meanwhile, are permanent residents rather than seasonal migrants. Bottlenose and common dolphins form large, playful pods that ride the bow waves of boats and hunt cooperatively. Their intelligence and social behavior make them not only keystone predators, but also beloved symbols of Baja's thriving marine life. Manta rays and sea turtles glide through the waters as well, embodying the grace of ocean life. Seabird populations here are equally important. Pelicans, gulls, and frigate birds rely on nutrient-rich upwellings that sustain fisheries. Cormorants dive like arrows beneath the waves, while ospreys nest along rocky cliffs overlooking the sea. Turning seaward, Baja's fish populations reveal dazzling variety. Schools of sardines shimmer like liquid silver, feeding larger predators and fueling entire food chains. Colorful parrotfish graze on corals, their beak-like mouths reshaping reefs with every bite. Groupers lurk in rocky crevices, ambushing unsuspecting prey with sudden bursts of speed. Yellowfin tuna slice through open waters with relentless power, prized both by predators and local fishermen. Flying fish break the surface in glittering arcs, escaping hunters only to glide briefly through open air. Angelfish and butterfly fish, painted in radiant hues, animate coral gardens like moving jewels. Moray eels slither from their lairs at dusk, silent hunters of the twilight reef. The juxtaposition of desert and marine ecosystems in such proximity makes Baja unique compared to other peninsulas like Florida or Qatar. Few places on Earth allow one to observe a blue whale breaching in the morning and a hawk hunting over cactus-covered hills in the afternoon. This overlap of habitats creates corridors where species from both worlds interact in surprising ways. Conservation challenges are real. Climate change alters migration timing, fisheries pressure affects dolphins, and habitat loss threatens bobcats. Plastic pollution and coastal development also disrupt delicate nesting grounds for turtles and seabirds. Yet Baja's blend of marine sanctuaries and desert reserves offers hope for protecting these species. Community-led initiatives, from local fishermen to grassroots activists, play a growing role in conservation. Ultimately, the peninsula illustrates the resilience of life across extremes, where cold-blooded reptiles, warm-blooded whales, and migratory birds converge in one ecological masterpiece. Flora. Baja California's flora feels like stepping into different worlds stitched into one peninsula. In the lowlands, the cardon cactus reigns supreme. Standing over 20 meters tall, it is the undisputed giant of the cactus family. Its massive arms branch skyward, offering perches for hawks and owls. Nearby, the boojum tree leans awkwardly, like a green flame frozen in motion. Its tall, spindly form defies gravity, earning its reputation as the strangest tree in Mexico. Between them, agaves cluster in rosettes, their leaves tipped with sharp spines. Mescaleros see not just a plant, but a future drink steeped in tradition. Coastal regions bring a radical change. Mangrove forests tangled in tidal waters. Their roots weave underwater fortresses where fish and crustaceans grow. Birds nest above, while tides sweep nutrients through their maze. These mangroves are both fortress and cradle, protecting shorelines and feeding seas. Yet the greatest surprise waits inland, where desert transforms into mountain forest. Sierra de la Laguna rises above the arid plains like a hidden green island. Here, fog drifts through valleys, watering oaks and pines. The pine needles drip with dew, creating miniature rivers that feed the slopes. Oaks, evergreen and sturdy, dominate the mid-elevations. The mix of oak and pine feels closer to the Sierra Nevada than a Mexican desert. Cool breezes make these mountains a refuge for hikers and wildlife alike. Streams born in these forests descend into dry basins, keeping life alive below. The mountains become Baja's water towers, sustaining both cactus and coast. Unlike the endless dryness outside, this enclave feels like a secret sanctuary. The contrast between Cardon deserts and green peaks is dramatic and unforgettable. Few places in the world allow you to stand among desert giants in the morning and pine forest by afternoon. This is Baja's magic, a land of opposites, where plants tell the story of survival across extremes. Landmarks and wonders. Imagine sailing along the tip of Baja and suddenly seeing a stone arch rising from the sea. This is El Arco of Cabo San Lucas, nature's grand stage. Waves slam into its base, pelicans soar overhead, and tourists arrive in boats just to witness a rock that has become an icon of the entire peninsula. To locals, it's not just scenery, it's the marker where oceans collide. A natural cathedral sculpted without human hands. At sunrise and sunset, the arch glows golden, turning into a living postcard of Baja's coastal magic. Now shift to Laredo, where history begins. In 1697, Jesuit fathers erected the Mission of Our Lady of Loreto, the first mission of California. From this humble site, a chain of missions stretched northward, leaving an architectural footprint across the region. Walking its corridors today, you sense how faith and frontier life interlocked. Beyond Spanish stone lies something far older, the cave paintings of Sierra de San Francisco. Painted high on canyon walls, human and animal figures loom several meters tall, still vibrant after thousands of years. Archaeologists debate their meaning, ritual, myth, or memory, but visitors agree they are a masterpiece of pre-Columbian imagination. Few places in the world allow you to stand face to face with such monumental art in its original desert setting. The silence of the canyon only deepens the power of these ancient murals, as if time itself still listens. Further down the road, San Ignacio greets travelers with a grand mission built of volcanic stone, its interior filled with carved wood and colonial art. Around it spreads an oasis of palms fed by underground springs, a lush miracle in the middle of Baja's arid spine. Migratory birds gather here seasonally, turning the oasis into a sanctuary of movement and song. And then comes Santa Rosalia, different from any other town in the peninsula. Founded by a French mining company in the 19th century, it boasts wooden houses, European-style bakeries, and the famous iron church designed by Eiffel himself. Its mix of industry and faith set it apart, proving that Baja's story is never one note. Walking its streets feels like stepping into a European village transplanted to Mexican soil. Together, these wonders, natural arches, sacred missions, prehistoric caves, and foreign towns, form a cinematic saga that only Baja California can tell. Typical cuisine. Baja California's culinary identity is written by the sea, flavored by its deserts, and toasted with wine and beer. Seafood is a way of life here, and markets overflow with scallops, oysters, shrimp, crabs, and yellowfin tuna. The bounty owes itself to the nutrient-rich waters of the Pacific and the Sea of Cortez, once praised by Jacques Cousteau as the world's aquarium. Each harbor town has its specialty: raw oyster bars in La Paz, spicy shrimp tacos in Mazatlan-style grills, tuna sashimi in Ensenada. Pair these flavors with wine from Valle de Guadalupe, Mexico's premier wine country just north of Ensenada. Here, Mediterranean climate and rich soils nurture bold reds and crisp whites, rivaling bottles from Napa or Rioja. More than 150 wineries welcome travelers with rustic tastings and vineyard-to-table dining, turning Baja into a rising star in global viticulture. Meanwhile, craft beer has transformed Tijuana and Ensenada into brewing capitals, offering IPAs, stouts, and lagers that echo San Diego's beer culture, but with Mexican flair. At beer festivals, locals debate hops and malt as passionately as they discuss salsa recipes. And then there's Baja's most playful drink, the clamato. This cocktail blends clam broth, tomato juice, lime, hot sauce, and beer for a salty, refreshing sip that feels perfect on a hot coastal day. It is savory rather than sweet, bridging the line between food and drink in a way few cocktails dare. Taken together, Baja's cuisine is a masterclass in contrast: street tacos versus fine wines, raw oysters versus fried fish, beer versus clam cocktails. Unlike Mexico City's mole or Oaxaca's tamales, here the focus is freshness, simplicity, and letting the ocean speak for itself. The food scene mirrors the peninsula itself, rugged, surprising, and unforgettable. But the most famous ambassador of Baja's kitchen is the fish taco, a dish that has leapt from street stalls in Ensenada to menus around the world. Crispy, battered fish, usually sea bass or mahi-mahi, is fried golden, tucked into a warm tortilla, and topped with shredded cabbage, crema, and salsa. The contrast of crunch, creaminess, and spice is addictive, which is why the fish taco has become a global icon of Mexican street food. Yet in Baja, it remains humble, best eaten standing at a cart, with a squeeze of lime and the Pacific breeze in the air. Even if you've had a fish taco elsewhere, tasting it in Ensenada is like hearing a song sung by its original singer. It's the kind of flavor that makes you realize Baja isn't just feeding you, it's telling you its story, mysteries, and legends. Exploring Baja California is not only about its beaches and deserts, it's also about stepping into a world of untold legends. Start with the desert itself, where indigenous tales describe spirits moving like shifting sand, guarding the balance between man and nature. The serpent god appears often in these stories, symbolizing power over life and death, water and drought. Some storytellers claim his scales shimmer like obsidian under the sun, a reminder of both fear and reverence. Travel to the caves of San Francisco, and you'll see enormous rock paintings. Human figures as tall as giants stand beside mystical animals, leaving you to wonder if they were myth or memory. Shamans are believed to have painted them during sacred rituals, connecting the earthly with the divine. Then head to the Sea of Cortez, often called the aquarium of the world. Beyond its dolphins and whales, locals whisper about mermaids who surface when the moonlight touches the water. Some say they help fishermen find their way home, while others warn of their dangerous beauty. Legends describe their voices as haunting songs that can calm storms or summon them. These legends blend perfectly with Baja's history. In the age of exploration, Europeans were convinced this peninsula was actually an island. Maps carried the mistake for decades, transforming Baja into a mythical geography of its own. For sailors, reaching Baja felt like crossing into the edge of the known world. Pirate swears too left their mark here. The rugged coastline, with countless hidden coves, provided the perfect backdrop for burying treasure. Even today, divers and explorers dream of uncovering gold beneath the waves. Old rumors even speak of ghost ships appearing in the fog, sails tattered but still moving against the wind. The magic of Baja's myths is that they are not confined to museums. They live in landscapes, in fishermen's songs, in whispered tales shared around campfires. Children grow up hearing these stories, shaping how they see the deserts, seas, and skies around them. To travel here is to chase shadows of the past, blending real adventure with imagined mystery. Each legend pulls you deeper into Baja's soul, reminding you that this land was never just geography, it was always a story. Adventure travel and activities. Baja is where ocean epics meet desert epiphanies, and the adventure menu is unapologetically bold. You might swim with whale sharks, spy migrating whales, paddle Espiritu Santo's coves, or chase sets in Rosarito and Cabo, sometimes in the same week. But if you want a place that rewires your sense of scale, trek the Valle de los Cirios. This flora and fauna protection area spans more than 2.5 million hectares, one of Mexico's largest reserves and a third of Baja California state. Its emblem is the cirio, or bujum tree, an endemic oddity that spirals skyward like a living lightning bolt. Cardon cacti, some thicker than telephone poles, rise from granitic plains split by dry riverbeds. Trails aren't formal. You navigate arroyos, volcanic mesas, and wine-combed plateaus with maps and GPS, not trail markers. Plan for winter through early spring when temperatures are humane and nights go crystalline. Water discipline is the difference between a hard day and a dangerous one. So stage caches and keep conservative turnaround times. Wildlife tracking becomes a side quest. Bighorn sheep, mule deer, and desert reptiles leave clear stories in the sand. Camps sit best above washes to dodge flash floods, and stoves beat fires to protect fragile desert crusts. Push south and the Cerritos connects to El Vizcaíno Biosphere Reserve. Together they rival entire Mexican states in size. That magnitude reframes every other outing on the peninsula. Back on the Gulf side, trade boots for fins and book a licensed whale shark swim in La Paz, where the season typically runs from mid-November to mid-April, when counts meet the opening threshold. The rule is simple: no touch, slow approach, and tours pause if the daily shark count drops below 6 for 3 days. As spring warms the Sea of Cortez, look for gigantic fevers of mobile arrays off La Ventana and Cabo, a shock and awe spectacle best from May through July. For paddlers, Espiritu Santo is your calm water reward, an uninhabited national park folded into a UNESCO-listed island system. Los Islotes, at the island's tip, holds Mexico's most important California sea lion colony, and guided snorkels are run under CONANP rules. Outfitters handle park passes and camping logistics, so your job is to paddle, spot frigates overhead, and keep a respectful buffer in the water. If surf is the exclamation point, winter swells light up Todos Santos Cerritos beach break, while summer south swells energize Cabo's East Cape. Rosarito adds punchier cold water sessions near the border. Bring neoprene more akin to San Diego than San Jose del Cabo. Stitching these days together keeps the narrative honest. Desert solitude, then marine megafauna, then human-powered coastlines, then waves. Hire guides with small group caps, naturalist briefings, and verified permits. Ethics are part of the itinerary here. Do that, and the Cerritos stops being a waypoint. It becomes the backbone that everything else hangs from. Baja will feel less like a checklist and more like a rite of passage you earn step by step, mile by mile, swell by swell. Closing. Baja California is a land where the desert and ocean collide in a harmony that feels almost otherworldly. Towering cacti guard endless sands, while just beyond the cliffs, the Pacific roars with power and life. This is a place where whales breach against the horizon, reminding you of nature's sheer scale. Here, freedom is not an idea, it's the landscape itself. Every road feels like an invitation to push your limits, to leave comfort zones far behind. The desert whispers stories of survival, while the sea offers songs of eternity. Baja is not just scenery, it's a test of spirit. It asks you, how far are you willing to go to meet the wild face to face?